2809. Under root 2809, 53 plus 13, 66. Minus 15% of 400. 15% of 400 is 60. 66 minus 66. This is 63, right? 63 10 times 630. 63 20 times 630 plus 630. 1260. Apart from 1260, we have near about 30 more, right? In 30 you can find 6 60s. Dengala. 1575 divided by 63. This is what your number. 20 times of denominator is 1260. And to this number if you add 315, then it becomes 1575. Here there will be 5 63s. So this is 20 times and this is 5 times total. 25 times. So entire value is 25. 25 into 23. That is 24 square minus 1. Okay. Minus 23 square. Minus 23 square. For timing, forget about this minus 1. You can keep that later. 24 square minus 23 square. A plus B into A minus B. Right. 47. And you have minus 1, right? 46. Next. $249 minus 196. Subtract 196. That will be 49 plus 4, 53. So 53 square. I'll write as 53 into 53, otherwise 2809. We already have it. 2809. So 2809 divided by 36 plus 42, 78 divided by 78. This is near about 80 approximately. 80 30 times more than 240. 80 40 times less than that. So answer should be more than 30 times but less than 40 times. How many are there? Only 136. Final answer. Next. 28 square divided by 7 square. I'll write this number as 7 into 4 whole square by 7 square. Both gets cancelled. So you'll have 4 square here. 16 into 20. 16 20 times 320. 320 minus 146. 174. Go for cancellation here. 2 4 8, that is 2 times. 5 3 times. 3 7 times. 14. So you need to divide this number with 14. 14 10 times 140. 20 times 280. 30 times, wait. 14 20 times is 280. 14 40 times is 560. Here you have 15 less. Near about 1 less. 1 less than 40 times, 39 times. Right? Fine, let me write this. This is about postgraduates. Total number 25,400. Total postgraduates. And P it is 15%. How many are there? 3, 7. P 15%. Q 17. R 11. S 14. T 19, U 8, V 16. So all these are percentages. Right. Come on. 51. How many postgraduate employees are there in the company P? Postgraduates in company P. 15% of this number. Answer should be 3 multiple. 7 3 is 21. Yes, more than one. Fine. More than one option. 10% 2540. And 5% is half of this number. 1270. Your answer should end with 10. Only one. 3810. 52. What is the difference between number of graduate and postgraduate employees in company S? So you need to calculate difference between postgraduates and graduates from S. From S it occupies, postgraduates are 14% of this number. I think just now we have calculated 15% of the number, which is 3810. From this, if you subtract 1%, you will get the number. 1% is 254. So let me subtract 254 here. Instead of 254, subtract 300, add 46. Subtract 300, add 46. So these are postgraduate guys. And from the same university or from the same company, yes, need to know graduates. And graduates are 6%. 6% of this number. How do you get 6%? 5% plus 1%. So graduates are 5% is 2430 and 1% is 486. Total it is 2916. Ask about difference of these two numbers. 3500 minus 2900, 600. 56 minus 16, 40. 640. Next. 53. The number of graduate employees in company Q is approximately what percent of the total number of employees in all the companies together? Total employees in all companies together in the sense which includes graduates and postgraduates. So graduates are 48,600 and PGs are 25,400. So total that is 74,000. Out of 74,000 you need to calculate graduates from company Q forms what percentage? Graduates from company Q, 16%. 16% of what? This number, right? 48,600. I think earlier we have calculated 6%, which is 2916. 2916. This is 6%. To this, if you can add 10%, you will get it. 10% is 4860. Total that is 7,776. Percentage, right? So into 100. We'll get answer from denominator. Denominator, 10% of this number is 7400. To this number you need to add 376. 10% is 7400. 1% is 740. This is near about half of that. So this is half percentage. Answer should be 10.5%. Approximate another. Which question is this? 53. Then yes, 10% answer. Approximate. 54. The number of postgraduate employees in company V is approximately what percent of the total graduate employees in company U? Postgraduates in V. Postgraduates in V, what percent it is? So 16% of 25,400, don't calculate it. And graduates in company U. Graduates company U, 17%. So 17% of 48,600. Percentage, right? So into 100. Right. ఇంతకుముందు ఇక్కడ ఏం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసాం? 16 చేసామా? ఇంతకుముందు 16 క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసామా? ఐ డోంట్ థింక్ సో. We have calculated 15%, I think. We have calculated 15%. That was 3,556. 3556. That is 15%, 3556. To that you need to add 1%, which is 254. Add 254 to this number, 3810. So that becomes 3810. And here we know 16% for the previous question only, I think. 3810. 3810, 15%. Okay. Then again you need to add 254. Then that becomes 4064. 4064. And now here for Q, I think previous question we know 16%. We have calculated it. How much it? 7. నేనైనా రెండోసారి చేస్తున్నాను కానీ మీరు నాలుగోసారి చేస్తున్నారు. అర్థం కాల. ఇంతకుముందు క్వశ్చన్లో నేను ఫస్ట్ టైం చేసా, ఇప్పుడు సెకండ్ టైం చేస్తున్నా. మీరు ఫస్ట్ రాసినప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ టైం చేశారు, మీరు ఫస్ట్ ఎగ్జామ్ రాసినప్పుడు ఇది రెండోసారి, ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్లో ఇందాక క్వశ్చన్ మూడోసారి, ఇది నాలుగోసారి. ఏమన్నా అడిగితే మళ్ళీ నన్ను సీరియస్గా చూస్తూ ఉన్నారు, నువ్వే చెప్పాలి కదా అన్నట్టు. ఇందాక ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పాం ఎంత, 16%. 776. This is 16%, but you need to add one more percent. 1% is 486. Right, add 486 here. That becomes 8,200. Wait, 60. So 8,262. Now you need to calculate it. It is what percent? Is it approximate? Yes, 50%, right? Next, 55. What is the respective ratio between, approximately respective ratio between number of graduate employees in company U and number of postgraduate employees in the same company? Graduates to postgraduates in company U. In company U we have 17% of 48,600, and here it is 8% of 25,400. You know this, we have calculated for the previous question. 8,262, and you need to calculate 8%. For V we have calculated 16%. 3801 plus 254 we said 40. 3810 na? Okay. So that was 4,064. This is 16%, but now you need 8%, so half of it. So that is 2032. They said approximate, right? This is 4 times of denominator, would be 4/1, 4:1. Right. Interpretation, come on. A total of 1600 patients admitted were considered for the surgery, out of which survey, out of which 30% were suffering from neurological ailments. So neuro, 30% of 1600, 480. So neuro, the patients who got neuro problems are 480. 45% were suffering from orthopedic. 45%, half minus 10% of it, Half of 1600 is 800 and 10% of 800 is 80. 800 minus 80 is 720. 1200 is over. Remaining 400. The remaining were admitted due to various common issues. Common issues. Over? Right, next. Third point. Out of those suffering from neurological ailments, 480, 15% had no issues in meeting the expenditure. 15%, 10%, 48, half 24, 48, 24, 72. So these 72 persons have no issue for their expenditure. Okay? So they are comfortable in paying bills. Out of which 1/3 were rich. Rich candidates, 1/3 of this number, 24. So remaining 48, 1/3 were rich and remaining had insurance policy. Next, of the remaining 85%, remaining 85% in the sense 480 minus 72, 408. Of the remaining 408, suffering from neurological ailments, 2/3 could manage half the expenditure. Half the expenditure. 2/3. Out of 408, what about 1/3? 136. 136 is 1/3. But you need to calculate 2/3. 2/3 in the sense 2 times of this. 272 guys are comfortable in paying half of their expenditure. Double tick mark, they can pay full bill. Single tick, only half bill. అదైపోయింది ఇది కదా, రైట్. 2/3 could manage half the expenditure on their own and the remaining was met through the monetary help received from some the trust. Rest of the patients suffering from neurological ailments required complete monetary help from the trust. Remaining guys are 136. So 136 cannot pay bill, say, so they need complete help from others. Comfortable? Done everyone? Next. Fourth point is also over. Next, fifth one. Out of those suffering from orthopedic ailments, 10% had no issue in meeting the expenditure, out of which 1/4 were rich and remaining had insurance policy. 10% are comfortable. This is also 72. And out of this, 1/4 of this number, half and half. Half is 36, again half 18. 18% are rich and remaining 54 have insurance policy. Next, of the remaining 90%, 90% in the sense 720 minus 72. Instead of 72 you subtract 100 and add 28. Subtract 100, it becomes 620 and you need to add 28. 648. 648. These are remaining candidates. Of the remaining 90% from the orthopedic ailments, 3/8 could manage half the expenditure. 3/8. First let me calculate 1/8. 1/8 of this number is 81. 3/8 in the sense 3 times of this number, 243. So 243 can manage half the expenditure. Half the expenditure on their own and remaining was met through the monetary help received from some of the trust. Rest of the patient, 3/8 is over. Remaining will be 5/8. 5/8. This is 1/8 value and 5/8 in the sense 5 times of this. 405. 405. Rest of the parents suffering from orthopedic ailments required complete monetary help from other trusts. So 405 cannot pay bills on their own. They need complete help from others. Done? Clear everyone? Next. 7th point. Out of those suffering from various common issues, 48% could bear the expenditure, out of which 5/8 are insured and remaining are rich. 48%. 48% of this, or 400% of 48. 400% in the sense 48 times. Sorry, 400% in the sense 4 times of 48. That is 192. Out of 192, 5/8 are insured, remaining a 3/8. First let me calculate 1/8 of this number. What about 1/8 of this number? 24. Insured candidates are 5/8, which is 5 times of this number, 120, and other are rich. Difference is 72. Next. While the rest of the patient could manage by getting partial help from the hospitals, trust by getting the treatment at concessional rates. Rest of the people can manage. Out of 400, 192 is over, remaining is 208. Come on. Question number 56. Out of the total number of patients who are able to meet the total expenses, what is the ratio between rich and insured respectively? Rich and then insured respectively. First values are rich, right? 24, 18, 72. You need to add these values. 72, 18, 90. 90 plus 24, 114. And then other values. 120, 54, 174. 174 plus 48. 174 plus 40. 174 plus 40. 214 plus 8. 222. Cancellation with 6. 620 times is 120, but this is 2 less. Sorry, 6 less. In a sense, 1 time less. 1 time less than 20 is 19. 6 3 times 18, you have 42, 7. 19 by 37. See, both are even numbers and both are 3 multiples, so should be 6 multiple. Next, 57. What is the percentage of, what percent of total number of patients suffering from neurological ailments need help from trust to meet half the expenditure? How many neurological patients are there? 480. Out of 480, how many need help from trust to meet remaining half of their expenditure? 272. 272 guys can pay half of their bill, but for the remaining half they need help from trust. Yes or no? Whereas these 130 guys need complete help from trust. You're talking about only to meet half their expenditure, which is 272. 50% of denominator. So you have more than 240, answer is more than 50%. How many options are there? 2 options are there. 50% of the denominator is 240. To this number you need to add 32. 5% is 24. Here you have more than that. So you need to add more than 5%. Answer should be more than 55% and you have only 1. 56, 2 by 3%. Next, 58. What percent of total number of patients are able to meet expenses being rich? Rich candidates, we have already calculated. 114. It asks about calculate percentage with respect to total candidates, which is 1600. Answer is less than 10%. How many options are there? 1, 2, 3. 3 options are there. Right? 10% is 160. 5% is 80. 2.5% is 40. This is 120. So 7.5% is 120. Answer should be less than that. Answer should be less than 7.5%. You have only 1. 7 1 by 8. 59. Total, how many patients are able to meet full expenses since having insurance policy? We have already done it. 222. For the first question, we have already calculated the ratio. Yes or no? So their insured people are 222. Right. 60 to 64. మా ఎస్బీఐ పిఓలో 2 మార్క్స్ క్వశ్చన్స్ కూడా వస్తాయి తెలుసా? ప్రతి క్వశ్చన్కి 1 మార్క్ అని కాదు, కొన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్కి 2 మార్క్స్ కూడా వస్తాయి. మెన్షన్ చేస్తారు పాయింట్, అది కొంచెం ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్లో చదువుకోండి. అట్లాంటి ఎస్బీఐ పిఓలోనే ఇట్లాంటి తేడాగా వచ్చేది. అర్థమైందా? డోంట్ ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ 1 మార్క్ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ క్వశ్చన్. దెర్ విల్ బి ఫ్యూ క్వశ్చన్స్ వేర్ యూ విల్ గెట్ 2 మార్క్స్ ఫర్ దట్, అండ్ దే విల్ మెన్షన్ దట్ ఇన్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్. Right. 68th. Only 2 candidates M and N contested election in village C. Paper Mama. Only 2 candidates M and N contested in election in village C. If village C has total 3000 registered voters and M got 528 more votes than N, how many votes did N get? Right. In C, 80% have casted their vote out of 3000. Out of 3000, only 80% have participated. 80% in the sense 2400. 2400. How many contestants were there? Suppose if M and N both get equal share. So, if it is 50% and 50%, every person will get 1200 votes, M and N. But whereas you have one more information, and that says M got 528 more votes than N. So M will get half of 528 more and N will get half of 528 less. Then only the difference will be 528. Half of 528 in the sense 264. 264. So this is minus 264. Answer 936. So N gets 936. Otherwise, if N gets X number of votes, M receives X plus 528. Together will get 2400. So 2X is equal to 2400 minus 528, which is 1872. X is equal to 1872 by 2, which is 936. Next, 61. If the number of registered voters in village B is 2800, registered voters 2800, what is the difference between female registered voters who have casted their votes and female registered voters who have not casted their vote in that village respectively? So total village population is 2800. Out of that, only 70% have participated in election. 70% in the sense 50% plus 20%. 50% in the sense half of this number, 1400. 10% is 280. 20% is 560. Total 1960. 1960. So 1960 have participated, and those who have not participated in election becomes 840, because sum is 2800. We already have 1960 here. Remaining 840 candidates have not casted their vote. And out of this, who have participated in election, male to female ratio becomes 3:2. So total how many parts we have? 5 parts, and out of that female are 2 parts among 1960. And out of 840 who have not participated, ratio between male to female 4:3. Female are 3 parts out of 7 parts among 840. And your question is about difference. Your question is about difference. 1960, this is 40 less than 2000. 2 times will be 80 less than 4000. And now I will write it as 80 less than 4000. Write it like this. Divided by 5. 800 divided by 5. 16. 800 minus 16. 800 minus 16. 784. 120 times 7, 120 times is 840. 123 times 360. It asked about difference. 424. Next, 62. If the number of male registered voters who have not casted their vote in village E is 324, what is the number of registered voters in that particular village? Number of registered voters in village E. Number of registered voters. Percentage should be 64. Registered voters, huh? No question entaki. What is the number of registered voters in that particular village? Registered voters. 100%. You need to calculate 100% value. So you are given male voters who have not participated in election. In terms of number of parts, how many parts is there? 3 parts. So 3 parts is given, and total number of candidates who have not casted their vote, 8 parts. 8 parts. Right? 3 parts is given as 324. From this you can calculate 8 parts, which is candidates who have not casted their vote. And in terms of percentage, that is equal to 36%, right? Because 64% have participated in election. They have casted their vote. Remaining 36% have not casted their vote. Percentage wise, that is equal to 36%. And from the ratio, it is 8 parts. Done? 3 parts is equal to 324. 1 part is 108. 8 parts is 864. So 36% is equal to 864. 100% is equal to how much? Options 2400. 36 2 times 72 144 4 times 24 times of this number. Horizontal comparison. 24 times of 100 is 2400. Right, next. If the number of registered voters in village A is 3800, how many female have cast their votes in that particular village? Village B. Village A, 8 multiple. More than one option. Right. So village A has total 3800 candidates. Out of this you need to calculate 65%. This gives you information about male and female who have participated, but your question is about only female, which is 8 parts out of 19. So 8 parts out of 19 parts. (19) 200 times 2 times 130, 8 times 108 times 108 times 800 plus 240, 1040. Next, number of male registered voters who have casted their vote in village D is what percent more than the number of male registered voters who have not casted their votes in that village? Number of male registered voters who have casted their vote is what percent more than number of male registered voters who have not casted their vote in village D. Right. Now look at here. 60% have casted their vote and divided into 12 parts. So male candidates who have casted their vote becomes 7 out of 12 parts among 60%. We'll do that later calculation. Keep it aside. Who have not casted their vote in terms of percentage, 40%, and out of male to female ratio is given as D, 7:3. So 7 out of 10 parts. Now let me do this. 5 times 35, this is 35%, and here it is 28%. 35 is how much more than 28? 7. 7 is 25% of this number, right? Half and half. 25%. 25% more. You don't need to know the number. If you are asked about the same comparison with respect to other village, then answer cannot be determined. Ide ratio, this is with respect to D, and if the other value is with respect to any other village, answer cannot be determined because you need to know total number of people in that village. As that is not given, answer cannot be determined. As these both informations are about same village D, you can get your answer. Next. Right, 65. On selling 17 balls at 720 rupees, there is a loss equal to the cost price of 5 balls. The cost price of the ball is. So how many balls were there? 17. So 17 balls selling price is equal to 17 balls cost price minus loss. Selling price in terms of loss. Selling price in terms of loss. Selling price in terms of profit. So 17 articles were sold, thereby lost cost price of 5 articles. So in place of loss, let me write it as 5 articles cost price. So this becomes 12 articles cost price. It asks about the cost price of each ball. Selling price of 17 balls is given as 720. So in place of this, I will write as 720. Cost price of one ball becomes 60. Right? So quantity 1 is 60. Next, quantity 2. A 180 meters long train crosses another train 270 meters long. Train running in opposite direction in 10.8 seconds. If the speed of the first train is 60 km per hour, what is the speed of the second train in km per hour? If both the trains are running opposite to each other, relative speed becomes S1 plus S2. S1 is already given as 60. S2 is, let's say, x km per hour. The entire value is in km per hour. This is relative speed. Speed is equal to distance by time. Distance is, when a train tries to cross another train, distance will be equal to train length 1 plus train length 2, that is 450 by total time taken 10.8 seconds. That is in meters and this is in seconds. You will get answer in terms of meter per second. You need to convert it to kilometer per hour into 18 by 5. 10.8 5 times. 10.8 10 times and I'll make it half. 10.8 10 times 108, make it half, 54. 18 3 times and this is 150. 60 plus x is equal to 150, x is equal to 90. Quantity 1 is less than quantity 2. 1 is less than 2. 66. A committee of 5 members is to be selected out of 3 men and 2 women. Out of how many people? 5 people. What is the probability that the committee has at least 1 woman? At least 1 woman. It is like 1 minus probability of selecting no woman. Okay? 1 minus probability of committee having no woman. So out of 5 people you need to select 3 people and you are expecting no woman here, so 3 members should be from male. How many male we have? 3. You can do that in 3C3 ways, which is 1. 5C3 in the sense 5C3 or 5C2, one and the same. So 5 into 4 by 2, that is 10. 1 minus 1 by 10, that is equal to 1 by 9. Sorry, 9 by 10. Right? So quantity 1 is 9 by 10. Next, 1 card is drawn at random from the pack of 52 cards. What is the probability that the card drawn is a face card? Jack, Queen, King. So how many face cards will be there in out of 52 cards? Amma? 16 na? 30 na? Hey. అందుకే అప్పుడప్పుడు ఆడుతూ ఉండాలి. అమ్మా ఎన్ని? 12. మీకు ఎలా తెలుసు? Right, 12 cards. You'll have 4 sets, right? You'll have 4 spades. In each set you'll have 3 face cards. Right? 4 3 is 12. 12 out of 52. 1 by 4. ప్రతి సెట్లో ఎన్ని ఉంటాయి? ఒక సెట్లో టోటల్ ఎన్ని కార్డ్స్ ఉంటాయి? ఒక సెట్లో టోటల్ ఎన్ని కార్డ్స్ ఉంటాయి? 13. రైట్. ఆ 13లో ఫేస్ కార్డ్స్ ఎన్ని ఉంటాయి? అంటే ప్రాబిలిటీ అంటే 3/13 అనేగా. మీరు అట్లా వెళ్ళినా కానీ మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడికి రావాలి. 12 face cards out of 52 cards. Cancellation with 4 again, 3 out of 13. Now tell me, this is near about 90% and this is just near about 20%. Quantity 1 more than quantity 2. 3/13 అంటే 20% కంటే కొంచెం ఎక్కువ, అంతే కదా. ఇదేమో 90% ఉంది, ఇదేమో 20% 30% దగ్గరే కొట్టుకుంటుంది. 1 is more than 2. Next, 67. The shopkeeper has a mixture of 24 kgs of sugar of worth 35 rupees per kg with another quantity of sugar 42 rupees per kg. By selling the mixture at 41.04 per kg, he gains 8%. How much sugar of second quantity had added in the mixture? Okay. First variety 24 kgs. No. Quantity is 24 kgs, worth of 35 kgs per rupee, 35 rupees per kg. Second variety 42 rupees per kg, not 42 kgs per rupee. And mixture you are given 41.04, but thereby gain 8%. So this is selling price, which is 108%. 41 where is this fellow? 04, and you need to calculate 100% and use the cost price here, value here. Here we have difference 8%, which is very negligible. So answer will be definitely should be in 30s, less than 40s, right? It cannot be even 35 rupees because 10% of this number is 3.5. When you add 35 and 3 and a half, you will get 38 and a half. This is more than that. So 100% value should be definitely more than 35. But when you add 8%, that number should end with 4. That number should end with 4. There are only two possibilities, 33 or 38. Value cannot be less than 35, hence it must be 38. If you have any doubt, calculate 8% and add this, you will get 41.08, 41.04. So cost price of the mixture is 38 rupees. Go for allegation, 4, and here it is 3. So 4 parts of first quantity, which is 24 kgs, 4 parts 24 kgs, 1 part 6 kgs, 3 parts 18 kgs. So quantity 1 is 18. Next, quantity 2. The adjacent angles of a parallelogram are in the respective ratio 5:7. So total how many parts? From the ratio, how many parts? 12 parts. That is adjacent angles, right? Sum of adjacent angles in parallelogram should be always half of 360 degrees, 180. So 12 parts is equal to 180 degrees. Next, the larger angle of the parallelogram is equal to the largest angle of the triangle. The smallest angle of the triangle is 40 degrees less than smaller angle of the parallelogram. What is the measure of the second largest angle of the triangle? Right. Let me calculate smallest angle of the triangle. Smallest angle of the triangle will be 40 less than smaller angle of parallelogram. What is smaller angle of parallelogram? 5 parts. If 12 parts is equal to 180, 5 parts is equal to how much? This is 15 times? Yes or no? 5 parts becomes 5 into 15, 75. The smaller angle of triangle is 35. Second largest will be definitely more than 36. So quantity 2 is more than 36. Quantity 2 is more than quantity 1. You don't need to calculate the largest angle of the triangle again, and you need not to calculate the second largest angle of the triangle, because the least angle itself is 35 degrees. So second largest will be definitely more than 35, whatever it is. Quantity 2 is more than 35, hence you can decide your answer. Right? Quantity 1. In a test, Mohan got 232 marks, which were 56 more marks that of Suresh marks. Mohan 232 and Suresh got 232 marks, which were 56 more marks that of Suresh marks. So number of marks obtained by Suresh becomes 232 minus 56. We'll do that later. Next is Sonal. Sonal got 40% of marks out of the total marks. So Sonal gets 40%, which were 24 marks more than Suresh marks. So this is equal to marks obtained by Suresh plus 24. Am I right? For time being, minus 56 plus 24, how much is that? 8. Minus 56 plus 24. Minus, subtract minus 32 here. So 40% is equal to 200, right? Yes? Next. What percentage of marks did Suresh get? Suresh ki enta vachinayo kavali. Wow. How much is this? Subtract 32 first, again you need to subtract 24. 200 minus 24. 200 minus 24. 176. If 200 is 40%, 176 will be definitely less than that. Right? Or else 10%, 20%, 10%, 20%, 35.2%. Okay? So quantity 1 is 35.2%. Next, quantity 2. Raju runs 1250 meters on Monday and Friday. Other days he runs 1500 meters except for Sunday. He does not run on Sunday. How many kilometers will be run in 3 weeks? First day starting from Monday. In 3 weeks, right? Wait. 3 weeks. One week ante 7 days. 1 days తీసి పెట్టండి. 4 days. 4 days and 2 days. 4 days in the sense 6 kilometers. 6 and then 2.5. 8.5. 8.5 into 3. Definitely less than this number. మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది. మనసు పెట్టి ఆలోచించండి, కళ్ళు పెట్టి చూడద్దు, మనసుతో చూడాలి కొన్ని. ఫస్ట్ 1 వీక్ తీసుకుందాం. ఫస్ట్ 1 వీక్లో ఎంత ఉందో సెకండ్ 1 వీక్లో కూడా అంతే కదా ఉండేది. సండే వెళ్ళట్లా. ఎస్. సో డిస్టెన్స్ కవర్డ్ బై హిమ్ ఆన్ సండే ఈజ్ 0. రిమైనింగ్ హౌ మెనీ డేస్ వీ హ్యావ్? Out of those 6 days, he will cover 1250 meters on Monday and Friday. So those 2 days he can cover 2.5 kilometers. Remaining how many days we have? 4. And out of 4 days, every day he will cover 1500 meters. In this sense 1.5. 1.5 4 times 6 kilometers. 6 and plus 2.5, 8.5. So per week he will cover 8.5 kilometers. And for 3 weeks he will cover 8.5 into 3 times, which is definitely less than 35.2. Quantity 1 is more than quantity 2. (69) The tank is filled by 3 pipes with uniform flow. The first and third pipe operating simultaneously fill the tank in the same time, during which the tank is filled by the second pipe. That says, if you have 3 pipes, 1 hour work of second pipe is equal to 1 hour work of first and third together. First condition says that a tank is filled by 3 pipes with uniform flow. The first and third pipes operating simultaneously fill the tank in same time, during which the tank is filled by second alone. అర్థమైందా? The time taken by first and third tap to fill the tank is same as the time taken by second tap alone to fill the tank. Next, the first pipe is filled the tank in 10 hours faster than the third pipe and 8 hours slower than second pipe. Find out the time required by second pipe. If it is X, first tap takes X plus 8 and first pipe fill 10 hours faster than third pipe. This becomes X plus 18. Understand? Everyone? 1 hour work of second pipe is 1 by X. and that should be equal to 1 hour work of first pipe and 1 hour work of third pipe. Need to solve the equation and get the value of x. No other way, you have to solve the linear equation. పర్సంటేజ్ తీసుకుంటేనా అది 50%, ఈ రెండు కలిపితే 50%. ఎంత వస్తుంది వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ అంటే చేయలేదా ఈ క్వశ్చన్? 12, 20, 30. Yes, correct. 12 is right. Did you understand my point? The last point. 12, 20, 30. 1 by 12 is 1 by 20 plus 1 by 30. Yes. 1 by 12 is 1 by 20 plus 1 by 30. Right, quantity 1 is 12. Quantity 2, find the number of ways in which 5 different beads can be arranged to form a necklace. In how many ways can you arrange them? Ma? 5 factorial ways. Quantity 2 will be definitely more than quantity 1. Next, 71. In a group of 160 boys, each one likes to play one or more of the games chess, badminton and table tennis. How many boys like to play chess? How many games are there? 3. So let's write possible cases. Only chess, only badminton, only table tennis, or chess and badminton, chess and table tennis, badminton and table tennis, chess, badminton, table tennis. These are the total possible cases. And what is your question? How many boys like to play chess? How many boys like to play chess? So you need to know information about chess in these 4 cases. In these 4 cases. Are you getting my point? Else, if you know information about badminton, table tennis, badminton and table tennis, if these values are available, will you get answer? Yes. Yes or no? Yes. 160 minus these 3 numbers, because they said each one likes to play one or more. So when you add all these values, you should get 160. You know that point. And if you know these 3 values, if you subtract 3 numbers from 160, you will get other values. Either to know chess of 4 values, or apart from chess other 3 values. Come on, first one. 15% of the boys like to play only badminton. This one. 20% of the boys like to play only table tennis. This one. 15% of the boys like to play only badminton and table tennis. This one. So far it is 50%. The other 50% like chess, obviously. Right? Next, 1 alone will give you answer. Second one. 25% of the boys like to play only badminton and chess. Only badminton and chess. This one. 10% of the boys like to play only table tennis and chess. This one. 10% of the boys like to play only chess. First one. 5% of the boys like to play all 3 games. These 4 are given. Again you will get it. So 1 alone will give you answer, or 2 alone will give you answer. In a school, sweets were distributed equally among children on Republic Day. How many sweets were there for distribution? Fine. Since 20 students were absent, each child got one sweet extra. Will you get answer from this? No. Second one, total number of sweets for distribution was 6 times the total number of children. From this, will you get the answer? Yes or no? Only 2 alone. Chappagalama? Now tell me. How many sweets were there for distribution per student? How many sweets will each student get? Can you get your answer? From second one. From the second one. Per student will get 6. See, because total number of sweets for distribution was 6 times the number of children. If you have x children, number of sweets were 6x. So each child is getting 6 sweets, right? So 2 alone is not sufficient to get the answer for this question. When you combine 1 and 2, will you get the answer? 1 and 2. Yes. Candidates who were absent on that particular day. 20 candidates. Who were present? Not given. This is not given. You need to calculate. And your first hand information says, since 20 students were absent, each child is getting 1 extra. Those who were present on that particular day, they are getting 1 extra chocolate or 1 extra sweet. And from the second point, how many sweets will each children get? 6. 6 chocolates or 6 sweets. So how many were absent? 20. So 20 into 6 sweets were left with us. 120 sweets. If you distribute 120 sweets among those candidates who were present on that day, each child is getting 1 sweet. So how many students were there? 120 students were present. And total number of students? 140. And each student is getting 6. Will you get answer or not? Yes. $72. How much time will it take to fill the tank completely if 2 inlets A and B and outlet C are opened simultaneously? Pipe C empties the full tank in 72 hours when no inlet pipe are opened. We have 3 taps, 2 inlet A and B, 1 outlet C, and you are given outlet takes 72 hours to empty the tank when there is no inlet. You are asked about how much time will they take when 3 taps are open to fill empty tank. That's what your question. So you need to know information about inlet pipes A and B. First one, pipe A alone fills the tank in 36 hours and pipe B fills the tank faster than pipe A by 50%. Ma? 18 etla? If efficiency increases, time decreases, right? Efficiency increases by 50%, which is 1 by 2. So time decreases by 1 by 3. 1/3 of this number, 12. 12 decrease from 36. That is 24 hours. Time taken by pipe B to fill the tank is 24. 18 hours lo fill cheyali ani ante pipe B's capacity should be 2 times the capacity of pipe A. Half time lo cheyali ante double efficiency tho cheyali. అర్థం కాల. Otherwise working with 100% efficiency, A can complete the tank, A can fill the tank in 36 hours. Working with 150% efficiency, the time taken by B to fill the tank is 52 times, 53 times. Sorry, 52 times, 53 times, 12 times, 12 to 24. So now you know the time taken by individual pipes A, B, C to fill the tanks by inlet and to empty the tank by outlet pipe. So using this information, will you get answer or not? Yes, one alone is sufficient. Next, second one. Pipe A and B together can fill the tank in 14 by 5 hours if opened simultaneously and pipe C is not opened. Using 2 alone, can you get your answer? Yes. Using this information, you can calculate 1 hour work of A and B. And using this, you can calculate 1 hour work of C. That will give you 1 hour work of A, B, C together. From that, you can get your answer. A and B takes 14 by 5 hours. That is 72 by 5 hours. 1 hour work is 5 by 72. 5 by 72 includes 1 hour work of A and 1 hour work of B. And C is outlet pipe, so it does negative work. 1 hour work of C becomes 1 by 72. This is 4 by 72, which is 1 by 18. So the time taken by all 3 pipes to fill the tank is 18 hours. Basically, you need not to calculate that. You just need to confirm your answer whether can you get it or not. Okay? Done? 73. What is the speed of the current? You asked about stream speed. Yes. The boat can cover a distance of 28 kilometers in 40 minutes while rowing upstream. From the first information, what do you can calculate? What is that you can calculate from this information? Upstream speed. Will you get your answer? No. 2 alone. The boat can cover a distance of 32 kilometers in 40 minutes while rowing downstream. Only 2 will give you downstream speed. 1 and 2 will give you, yes, man speed or stream speed, whatever you want you can calculate now. So 1 and 2 are sufficient. Next, the cost of painting 2 adjacent walls of a rectangular hall having no windows or doors at the rate of 1625 rupees per square meter is, whatever it is, maybe some number, you are given price. Cost of painting for wall, right? Rectangular hall, 4 walls are there. For this room, you can say this is one wall, the opposite one, left and right. What is area of this wall? Height into breadth. Height into breadth, right? BH. The opposite side is also same, right? So that is total 2 into BH. 2 sides are over. The other side, left hand side and right hand side. This is length and height is h. Area, length into height. Opposite side also LH. So total 2 into LH. So that is 2H into L plus B. This will give you total area to be painted. And you asked about price, into price. This is your final answer. So price is already given in the question itself. Need not worry about it. So now you need to know length, breadth, height of rectangular hall. Now look for that. Length of the hall is 50% more than its breadth. Perimeter is 80 meters. Perimeter is 80 meters. So far with this information, can you calculate length and breadth? Yes? Yes. And area of the bigger wall is 96. Bigger wall will be the one which is associated with length. In the sense length into height. That is given as 96. And using first half information, you can calculate length and breadth individual values. Once if you know length, you can calculate height also. So using 1 alone, you can calculate your answer. You know length, breadth, height and price. Every information is there. You will get it from only one alone. Next, come on, 2. The height of the hall is 4 meters. Breadth is 4 times the height. Can you calculate breadth or not? Yes. And height is 150% of breadth. You know breadth, so you can calculate length. So using second also, you can calculate length, breadth, height. So 1 alone is sufficient or 2 alone is also sufficient. '75. After striking the floor, a rubber ball bounced to 3/5 of the height from which it has fallen. Find the total distance that it travelled before coming to the rest if it has been gently dropped from the height 20 meters. Sum of infinite terms in geometric progression తెలుసా? అమ్మా ఏ బై ఏదో మైనస్ ఆర్ అన్న ముందేంటి 1 మైనస్ ఆర్ అంతేనా? ఆగా అదే వేయాలి. What is value of a here? 20. First term 20. And it reduces to 3/5. So 1 minus r becomes 2/5. 2/5, that comes to numerator. So this becomes 50. Okay. But when you understand the question, from here we are dropping the ball. This is 20 meters and it comes to 3/5 height and again will reach the ground, and again from here it reaches 60% of the height 3/5 and again it will come to ground. So like that it forms a wave kind of graph here, and then after some time it will come to stationary position. Now apart from first one, every time it is a multiple of 2 lines, right? Yes or no? ఇక్కడ నుంచి 60%కి వెళ్తుంది, మళ్ళీ కిందకి డ్రాప్ అవ్వాలి. సో ఇవి 2 కౌంట్స్ తీసుకోవాలి. బట్ సో ఫార్ వీ హ్యావ్ క్యాలిక్యులేటెడ్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ఓన్లీ 1 టైం. 1 లైన్, నెక్స్ట్ దిస్ లైన్, దిస్ లైన్, దిస్ లైన్, దిస్ లైన్, ఇలా ఒక్కసారి తీసుకున్నాం. 2 టైమ్స్ తీసుకోవాలి. 2 టైమ్స్లో ఎక్సెప్ట్ ఫస్ట్ లైన్, every other line is a multiple of 2. Yes or no? So we don't have the very first line for the second time, first line for the second time, we don't have that. So sum of all 1 lines will give you 50. As we have 2 times of this, that will give you 100, and out of 100 the first line is counted for 2 times, but we need it for only 1 time. So subtract 20 from this, answer is 80. అర్థమైందా? అర్థం కాలేదా? మే హూనా దా నేను చెప్తా. సో ఎవ్రీ నెక్స్ట్ టైం ఇట్ గోస్ టు 3/5, in the sense 60%. This is 20. This line is over. This will be 60% of 20. How much is 60% of this number? 12. And again this is also 12, right? Yes or no? 2 into 12. This is also over. From here it occupies 60% of this number. 60% of this number 7.2. So this line height becomes 7.2 plus 7.2. That will be 2 into 7.2. This is also over. Next line, it will go to 60% of this. 3.6 plus 0.72, 4.32. So this line is 4.32. The other one is also 4.32. So that will be 2 into 4.32. Next time again it will be 60% of this. Cheyandi. 2.16, 0.432. That will be 2.592. 2 into 2.592. Again next time that will be 60% of this number. 1.296 plus 0.259. 1.555. 2 into. Again next time that will be 60% of this. ఇలా ఇంకో 3 సార్లు తీసుకొని లేదా 4 సార్లు తీసుకొని మొత్తం యాడ్ చేయండి. 8 years. Satisfied? Fully satisfied, sir. Which question? 76. A boy starts adding consecutive natural numbers starting with 1. A boy starts adding consecutive natural numbers starting with 1. After some time he reaches a total of 1000. When he realizes that he has made the mistake of double counting one number, find the number double counted. Find the number double counted. See, when he is adding consecutive numbers, that is sum of natural numbers, right? That will be n into n plus 1 by 2. Am I right? So n into n plus 1 by 2 plus some number, I don't know that. That gives you 1000. And this number must be numbers in between 1 to n. 1 to n. You're asked about this number, the number which was double counted. Let me go for options. I have 44 here. If n is 44, n plus 1 is 45 by 2. 44 by 2 is 22 into 45. 45 20 times? 45 2 times? So 90. Total 990. So if n is equal to 44, sum of natural numbers becomes 990. To this, how much you need to add to make it 1000? Is 10 lies in between 1 to n? 10 answer. Answer is not 44. Answer is 10. Your question is the number which was counted for the second time. 10 is already here in 990. But again that, after that you need to add 10 more. So 10 is your final answer. What? Right, 77, there should be some other line here. ఒక లైనే మిస్ అయిపోయింది ఇక్కడ. ఈ మధ్యలో ఇంకొంత ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఉండాలి. రైట్, నెక్స్ట్ 78. ఇక్కడమ్మా తీసుకోండి, దాటిపోద్దిగా 1000 దాటిపోద్దిగా. బట్ యూ నీడ్ టు హ్యావ్ 1000. సో బిఫోర్ 45 ఓన్లీ యూ కెన్ ఫైండ్ 1000. You can even start with 43. What will happen? See, if you have 43, 43 into 44 by 2. So that will be 22 times, right? 43 20 times 860. And then 42 2 times 86. So how much is that? 946. To make it 1000, how much you need to add? 54. Is 54 there in 1 to n? This is not possible. That's the only possible number. Next, 78. A man earns X% on the first 5,000 of his investment and Y% on the rest of his investment. If he earns 1250 for 7,000, 5,000 plus 2,000, 1750 for 9,000, find the value of X, right? So on first 5,000, he will get X%. And the first time he said, we have 7,000. So 5,000 plus 2,000, he will get Y%, right? And this value is given as 1250. Next, 1750 for 9,000. 9,000 in the sense again 2,000 rupees more. For these three values together, it is 1750. Till 7,000 he is getting 1250. So now he is getting again 500 rupees more. In the sense that says for last 5,000, for last 2,000 he receives 500 at the rate of Y% per annum. And for this 2,000 also he must get 500, right? Yes or no? So out of 1250 he will get 500 here and 750 here. This is X% and this is Y%. You are asked about X value. 750 forms what percent of 5,000? 10% is 500. Half 250. 250, 500, 750, which is 15%. Over. Next, 79. Two typists undertake to do a job. The second typist begin working 1 hour after the first. Okay. 3 hours after the first typist has begun working. 3 hours after the first typist has begun working, there is still 9/20th of the work is to be done. When the assignment is completed, it turns out that each typist has done half the work. How many hours would it take each one to do the whole job individually? Right, come on. We have two persons, X and Y. X worked for how many days? 3 days, the first one. Y worked for how many days? The second one started 1 day na 1 hour? Okay. First one will work for 3 hours. Second one will work for 2 hours. That's what the condition. The second typist began working 1 hour after the first. 3 hours after the first typist has begun working. In a sense, for first 3 hours. First person will work for 3 hours. Second person started after first person, after 1 hour from the start of the first person. So out of first 3 hours he will work for only 2 hours. So what happened after 3 hours? There is still 9/20th of the work is pending. So what is work done so far? 11/20th. Can I treat it as 55% of the work? 11/20th. 55% of the work. And after that they need to complete 45% of the work. Am I right? Suppose after 55% of the work, first person works for 3 hours and second person works for 2 hours, again they can complete 55% of the work. Yes? But we need to have only 45%. So extra how much percentage of work we have? 10%. Because of extra work done by X in 1 hour. Am I right? Yes or no? So, in 1 hour, X can complete 10% of the work. So, to complete 100% of the work, X need 10 hours. Right? Yes or no? Now, you asked about ఒకటే ఉంది ఆన్సర్ అదే అయిపోయింది. If you want to calculate y also, in 1 hour X can complete 10%. In 3 hours X can complete 30%. Out of 55%, 30% is the work done by X. Then what about remaining 25%? In how many hours? 2 hours. To complete 50% of the work? To complete 100% of the work? Over? Right, next. Or else if you want to do it in another way, you can do it also. 3 hours work of X plus 2 hours work of Y is equal to 11 by 20. Yes or no? Right? We asked about values of X and Y. Substitute values here. If X is 10 and Y is 8, LCM 40, 10 4 times 4 3 is 12, 5 times 5 2 is 10, that is 22 by 40 is equal to 11 by 20. Satisfied, X is equal to 10, Y is equal to 8. But here you need to go for answer to question verification. If that option is there in fifth option, you will be screwed up. చేసుకుంటా పోవాలి, టైం పడుతుంది. అది నెక్స్ట్ 80th. A dog after traveling 50 kilometers meets a Swami who counsels him to go slower. He then proceeds at 3/4 of his former speed and arrives his destination 35 minutes late. Okay. Next, had the meeting occurred 24 kilometers further, the dog would have reached its destination 25 minutes late. After 24 kilometers more. Had the meeting occurred 24 kilometers further, the dog would have reached its destination 25 minutes late. The speed of the dog is. Come on. First 50 kilometers, forget about it. Meeting happened here, and now he is moving with 3/4 of usual speed. If the usual speed is 4 parts, I'm starting with my denominator, 4 parts. Now he will travel with only 3 parts. Because he decreased his speed for this distance, he was late by 35 minutes. Okay? Had the meeting happened after 24 kilometers more, in a sense, after this 50 kilometers and then 24 kilometers. After this, అంటే ఇక్కడ 4 parts speed తోటే వెళ్తున్నాడు. The remaining distance is moving with 3 parts. Now he is late by only 25 minutes. What is the time lag between these two cases? 10 minutes. In first case, he is taking 10 minutes extra than the second case, and that is because of 24 kilometers. Here in second case, he covered 24 kilometers with usual speed, that is 4 parts, and in first case he covered those 24 kilometers with the speed of 3 parts. So for this particular 24 kilometers, I am talking about only 24 kilometers. To cover 24 kilometers with usual speed, that is 4 parts, if he takes x minutes, moving with 3 parts, he is taking 10 minutes extra. Are you getting my point? This is extra time taken to cover this distance. This is also extra time taken to cover this much distance. So you doesn't know the actual time. Original time there is అయిపోయింది కదా answer. Distance by time over speed. So original time is not given x, but in first case he took 10 minutes extra than second case, that is because of this 24 kilometers. So with usual speed, if he takes x minutes with 3 parts, 3/4 of the speed, he is taking x plus 10 minutes, right? What is this? Speed. What is this? Speed, and this is time. Now what happened to speed? Decreased by 1 part out of 4 parts. If speed decreases, time should increase. For always increase of 1 by x, there should be decrease of 1 by x plus 1. Decreased value is 1 by 4. Decreased value is 1 by 4. For always decrease of 1 by 4, there should be increase of 1 by 3. So time should increase by 1 by 3. So time increased by how much? 10 minutes. So 1/3 is 10 minutes. 1/3 is 10 minutes. Then 1 is 30 minutes. So original time is 30 minutes. With usual speed, he can cover 24 kilometers in 30 minutes. In 1 hour, in 30 minutes he can cover 24 kilometers. In 1 hour he can cover 48 kilometers. He asked about speed, original speed in terms of kilometer per hour, 48 kilometer per hour. In 30 minutes, if he can cover 24 kilometers, in 60 minutes he can cover 48 kilometers.